are promotional photos, and then there are promotional photos. I'm just saying, I am now wildly hungry, and we're going to have to figure out how to eat all this honey baked ham. Because Laura Rutledge joining us right now on Yahoo Sports Daily, Caroline Fenton, Jason Fitz. Always happy to have you here, my friend. And I'm looking at this honey baked ham with the take and serve sliders, especially considering your family, your husband, somebody I know very, very well. How are we feeding the family with this? Let's go.
We're feeding them with all of it, right? And you know, Jason, our schedule is pretty nuts. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. So the take and serve sliders from Honey Baked are the best possible thing because you literally just grab them, go serve them. They are excellent. In fact, my two kids last night, we were eating these for dinner and they kept going back for more. So kids love them. Adults love them. This is not planned. I just had them for lunch because they keep really well. So I was like, you know what? We got some left. I'm going to keep eating them. The thing that's great about these two is they have the honey baked ham, the signature ham. You're not going to get a better ham. It's delicious. Turkey, cheddar, bacon. It comes with some different sauces you can put on there. Just absolutely delicious. And these are really good. If you do want a little bit of extra prep, which it doesn't take much time, you can do the take and bake sliders, which the difference there is you just pop in the oven for like 10 minutes and then cover them in this amazing garlic herb butter that comes in the whole package. So it's all right there for you. And then guests are like, wow, you went over the top. This is amazing. So I absolutely love it. And it's just perfect for football season, perfect for your tailgate or even a weeknight meal, as you can see.
I'm just saying, not seen in the picture were two kids and a husband all waiting for you to finish the picture so they could eat them. Go ahead, Caroline. That's all.
And I know, seriously, and that is for real. I'm sure that they probably weren't even waiting at times. Like, don't even wait for the photo. Just go ahead and dive in.
No.
And I know so many people will be diving into honey baked ham and the tailgate food this weekend in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, because Tennessee is coming to town. So let's talk some ball. Let's talk that game. What are you most looking forward to in this matchup? And what does a win mean for either of these two teams?
Yeah, it's really a fascinating matchup. I mean, with two teams, if you look at their trajectories, right? Like in the offseason, we're thinking, well, what's Tennessee possibly going to do without Nico Iamaleava? And it made sense that Josh Heupel moved on from Nico and all the drama that happened there. But you're thinking, how is he possibly going to, get this team to be the contender that they thought they could be? I mean, they were right there at the end to beat Georgia. They're not able to do it, but this is a really talented team. They still play with that tempo offensively. Joey Aguilar, their quarterback, has been just a great story. I mean, this guy almost quit, basically did quit, and then gets another opportunity. Now he's got fresh life at Tennessee. And on the Alabama side, we had them left for dead after losing to Florida State. Now they look like one of the best teams in college football, probably the best team in the SEC. They got to take care of business. This was interesting. I was looking at our All-State playoff predictor and just the way that all that works. And what the numbers are telling you is that if Alabama is able to win this game, they will jump from somewhere in the early 80s, like an 83% chance to a 91% chance to make the college football playoff. I mean, that's how much this matters. That's a big swing of points, even though it may seem a little bit small. This one has to happen, right? They've got to take care of business at home before they head on to some more difficult games down the road. And I just think it's got the makings of an instant classic in Tuscaloosa. I can't wait.
Yeah, the cigar smoke will absolutely be billowing. It just depends on which color will be smoking those cigars. You'll be at that game. You'll be in Tuscaloosa for SEC Nation this weekend, and you work with some just blast of personalities on that game. On that show, Paul Feinbaum, Tim Tebow, Roman Harper. Walk me through, give us a peek behind the curtain of what some of those production meetings look like.
Yeah, it's a blast. That's a good way to put it. I mean, they're so much fun. I'm always so thankful just to be able to spend time with them and to call them friends. I mean, let's start with Tebow. He's like everything that you think he is, but better. One of the most amazing people I've ever met, and somehow finds a way, just with all he has going on, to still be so committed to us and to want to make the show great. Like, he's very competitive, so he wants the show to be amazing. He wants to be entertaining at all times and have really good football takes. And Jordan Rogers is like this football savant with the XOs, and it's just fascinating to watch how his brain works. He's also calling a game on Saturday night, so he brings such unique insight and also a lot of humor. Like, those two together are so funny. Roman Harper is a vibe, like, at all times. He has this scooter that we travel around with us. and he just scoots around campus wherever we are. So he's going to be on one because he's going to be going back to Tuscaloosa, where of course he went to school this week he's going back there. So that's always an adventure for all of us when Rome is back home. But it's just hilarious. Like, he'll come back, from scootering around, and he'll just have all of these great stories about people that he met or things that he saw. And then of course there's Paul Feinbaum, who, is just bebopping around. Half the time we're like, where is Paul? We can't find him. And he's so small that he's hard to find. So that's always, an adventure for everybody too. Like, somebody got eyes on Paul. But no, they're the absolute best. It really is like a family. And I just look forward to my Saturdays with them so much.
The first time I ever met Paul, I was at SEC Network my first day, and there was no space in the green room to change before the show. I had to film for ESPNU. So I'm in the bathroom, and all the stalls are taken. So I've just literally dropped my pants. I got to put a suit on. Just as I drop my pants, Paul walks in, and he just looks at me and says, okay. I'm like, hey, I'm Jason. That's how I met Paul Feinbaum. So pants down meeting with Paul.
Ask him about that, Jason. I'm going to see if he remembers that.
Yeah, it was a
How could you forget?
I'll never forget. All right, so speaking of never forget, you can't say Florida here for obvious reasons. What's your favorite SEC campus to get to visit with Nation?
Ooh, I'm going to say Baton Rouge. I love going there. I mean, LSU is just like, the tailgating is on a different level because it's such different food than what you would get, at just your regular tailgates. There's definitely the Cajun feel to it. There are some things I've eaten at those tailgates that I'm not really sure what they were, but they tasted great. And they're just always down for whatever, right? Like, they start early, they finish late. It is always a party there. And I just enjoy that place, that culture. It just feels like college football there, but yet its own unique brand of it. So I love going to Baton Rouge anytime we get a chance.
Don't ask what's in it. Just enjoy.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Take a
just
bite.
Cocktail. Just take a bite. Close your eyes. It's going to taste amazing. Just don't ask
Exactly.
any questions that you don't want the answer to. And Fitz mentioned you can't say Florida. You are a Gator. You're a Florida grad. And I know it's never fun to talk about coaches potentially losing their jobs, but Billy Napier has been in the conversation of being in the hot seat over the last couple of years. They have a pretty critical matchup against Mississippi State coming up this weekend. Let's say Florida does decide to move on from Billy Napier. Who would be your dream coach for the Florida Gators? Who do you think would be the perfect fit for this team right now?
That's an interesting question. I don't know if you guys saw that. They turned the lights out on me like in the middle of while you were asking that question. So I don't know if it was like some omen that had to do with Florida.
The ghost of Billy.
I'm superstitious. Yeah, the ghost of Billy Napier is in here. I guess he's not dead yet. But no, listen, like, I think there are some great candidates out there. I would say somebody like, a dream candidate would be like a Marcus Freeman. I think Clark Lee would be great coming from Vandy, like what he's done there. People are going to get mad at me because they don't want like their coach to leave, their school. But Lane Kiffin, he always kind of like toys with it, but then he's never actually gone. I think Ole Miss has been so good for him. He's been so good to Ole Miss. But yeah, those three, I think, would make me feel really good about the direction that Florida's going. But if they do decide to move on, it's going to be really interesting how this all goes and the timing of it and everything. I don't see any other like super big name jobs being open necessarily outside of Penn State. That's the other one, obviously. But in the SEC or, maybe beyond, I feel like Arkansas is probably going to keep Bobby Petrino. We'll see how he does. This week he's got a big opportunity against Texas A&M. But it seems like this could be one of the centerpiece focal point job openings if it does become open. So, yeah, I think that actually maybe opens up a little more opportunity for who they could possibly land on.
All right, Laura, let's melt your two worlds together because obviously we also watch you every day on NFL Live, a great show with another family that you absolutely love. So taking your college football and NFL acumen together, which was the worst take? At the beginning of the year when everybody wanted to leave Alabama for dead, or at the beginning of the year when everybody wanted to leave the Kansas City Chiefs for dead?
Ooh, I'm going to say the Kansas City Chiefs for dead take because there is just too much proof that they will not be left for dead. And it was just not a good idea to do that. Now, listen, are they going to be a team that is going to win the AFC championship and go back to the Super Bowl? I don't know. That could be a stretch. Just depending on how some other teams end up faring. But what I will say is, so far, the Ravens don't seem like much of a threat. The Bills don't seem like much of a threat. So it would have to come from somewhere else. Golly, it might come from the AFC South at this rate. The way that some of these teams are playing, the Colts have looked really good. But it just feels like, once again, they're going to put it all together. They get Rashee Rice back this week. They have figured out a way no matter what. So, yes, that was a poor take that the dynasty is over and the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to be what they once were. I think they are remarkable in the way that they do find some sort of semblance of success, even when they've struggled at their worst. They find a way to get things done. And yet there's still, I believe, a lot more that this team can give. We have not seen the best of them by any stretch of the imagination, even when they've gotten back on track at times this season. So we may be, though, heading into that stretch as they do get an explosive threat back in Rashee Rice.
You're on SEC Nation, you're on NFL Live, you're on the sidelines on Monday Night Football. I mean, one thing that I know I admire so much about you, and so many people who follow you and in sports media appreciate about you, is that you can truly do it all and you make it look easy. So I'll give you an opportunity to brag on yourself and maybe some of the more unglamorous things that happen behind the scenes to make your job and your life seem so seamless from the outside looking in.
Oh, goodness. Well, that's a very nice compliment. Thank you. I feel like I am sort of like dying on the vine at all times. And like, half the time I'm like, what am I doing? Where am I? I think probably what a lot of people don't maybe realize, a lot of times people are like, oh, you must have a private plane, or you must like, no, you will see me on your Southwest flight, or whatever flight happens to get me from point A to point B. The other day, I was trying so hard to get home on a Sunday, because a lot of times I don't have a chance to pass back through home when I'm going from the college site to the NFL site. And I was able to get home, but I went from Columbia, Missouri, drove to St. Louis, then St. Louis to Boston on a flight like that landed in Boston at like 9:45, and then drove from Boston to Connecticut so I could get home like around midnight so I could be there to surprise the kids in the morning on Sunday, and then was there for like 5 hours before I had to leave again. And I say all this to like not feel sorry for myself in any stretch of the imagination. I'm so lucky to get to do this, and this is like beyond my wildest dreams. But I do think that, there's a lot more probably grind to it than people realize. And it gives me so much respect for people who are doing way harder jobs and have way harder schedules and difficulties, with everything. So I'm really thankful for it. But yeah, I'm tired most of the time, and I'm just kind of plugging along, trying to, find as much time as I possibly can with my family during this crazy time of year. And I'm just always trying to remind myself, like, I can't believe I get to do this. It is really such a privilege.
Before we get you out of here real quick, Laura, in honor of honey baked ham, all right, who's the biggest ham you work with? You got a lot of them, so who's the biggest ham?
I like that. The biggest ham is Marcus Spears. He puts on such a show, you guys. Like, he is so funny. That personality, that laugh, he is one of the funniest people. He gets going on things, and you cannot help but laugh. I mean, you just have to go right along with it. Even if you didn't think it was funny, you end up thinking it's funny by the time he's finished with you. So he's the best. He is one of my favorite people. Oh yeah, there he is. See him. Look at that stance. Like, what is he doing? I don't even know. And Dan's trying to be cool, but Dan can't be cool like Marcus can. But no, we have so much fun together, and those guys just keep me laughing. We have so many jokes. Marcus is really special to me because, I mean, we go back all the way to 2014, 2015 when the SEC network first launched, and we started out there together. And so to watch his career grow and to be able to, get to be on national TV with him daily is just such a cool thing for us. We really celebrate it all the time, and we often laugh about how far we've come together. So really, really thankful for him, and he is definitely the ham of the group.
One of the best in the business, as are you, my friend. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on the continued success. We'll just watch you on basically every network. So thanks for hanging out with us this morning.
Thanks. I appreciate y'all.
Thanks so much, Laura.